what is the height of this triangle? If we look at the angles, sine A is h divided by c. If we rearrange that, h is equal to c times sine A. Alternatively, we can look at angle C and say that sine C is h divided by A. Rearranging this gives us h equals A times sine C. So that tells us that those two expressions are equivalent. C sine A equals A sine C. Looks a bit messy, but if we can rearrange that to get all the A's on one side of the equation and C's on the other, you have C over sine C is equal to A over sine A, where obviously little a is the side opposite the angle represented by a capital A. And same with your lowercase c is the side opposite angle capital C. That's linked to all sides and angles, so we can say the sine rule is A divided by sine A is equivalent to B divided by sine B, which is also equivalent to C divided by sine C. Now look at this example here. We've got to try and find the value of side x. Remember, the side and the angle opposite is what we need. So using those two, this formula, A over sine A equals B over sine B equals C over sine C. And we've got here that 25 degrees opposite side x and 7 centimetres opposite side angle of 63. So 7 divided by sine 63 is equal to x divided by sine 25. Don't put anything in your calculator just yet. Rearrange it to get x as an exact value in terms of sine of the angle. So 7 sine 25 divided by sine is x. Now you've got that expression, pop that into your calculator and it'll give you 3.32 to 3 significant figures. Okay, your turn to have a go now. Find the value of x in this triangle. Pause the video, have a go, and come back and check your solutions. Okay, let's see what you've got. Write down the form again, very important. Always good here to draw the diagram and draw the line, the arrows, so you know which side is opposite which angle. So 3.8 is opposite 22 and x is opposite 118. Okay, so 3.8 divided by sine 22 is equal to x divided by sine 118 multiplied by sine 118. There we go. Right, pop into your calculator and x is 8.96. Now in both those cases you've got to think, is it sensible? Remember that the longest side is always opposite the largest angle. So your value for x should be bigger than 3.8 because 118 is bigger than 22. So the biggest side opposite the biggest angle. Okay, this time we're going to try and find a missing angle. Okay, we use the same formula, but just to make things a little bit easier with our rearranging, we can turn it all upside down. So we can have sine A over A equals sine B over B equals sine C over C. Again, draw on your arrows. So x is opposite 5.9, 9.2, opposite 81. Pop those in. Sine 81 divided by 9.2 is sine x over 5.9. That gives us sine x as 5.9 sine 81 over 9.2. Put into your calculator, then the inverse sine function to find that x is 39.3. Okay, your turn again. What is the value of x? Pause the video, have a go, and come back and check. Okay, here we go. So again, write down the formula again, very important. You've got the arrows on there. Substitute in your values. Sine 21 over 13 is sine x over 20. So sine x is 20 sine 21 over 13. Now, 20 is bigger than 13, so angle x should be bigger than 21. So when we do our calculation, x is 33.5. That makes us feel confident that we are correct. and no mistakes have been made. Okay, I have an ambiguous case here where we've got two different triangles. We've got A, B and C1, where you've got angle X opposite C and angle A is opposite side A. They've also got the triangle A, B, C2, where the angle there is obtuse. If you notice from this, we can see that angle X and angle Y lie in a straight line. So we've got sine A over A, sine X over C, and sine A over A is also equal to sine Y over C. So that affects sine X and sine get the same answer, but they're clearly two different angles. But we know that X had Y is 180. So let's see what that means in this example. Okay, so we've got this triangle here, finding X, and we get X to be 55.6. However, we also found that sine Y was also equal to that amount, and we can see that here in this diagram. It's the same case, but because Y is obtuse, then we must find, as that's an isosceles triangle, that Y must be 180 minus X, so Y is 124.4 degrees.